11 continues to be our election headquarters, and we are gearing up for an interesting governor's race, everybody. New York public advocate Jumaane Williams made his candidacy official yesterday with this video. Take a look.
Right now, our state needs to move forward from a pandemic, from an era of scandal, and from old ways of governing that have failed so many for so long. I've never been one to sit still. When I see injustice or inertia, I move to action. My name is Jumaane Williams.
And Jumaane Williams becomes the second candidate from Brooklyn to throw his name in the ring for the state's highest office. And he's joining us this morning to share his vision for the future of New York. Good morning to you, sir, and thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me.
Well, it was just 2 weeks ago when we had you on this broadcast to celebrate your victory in the public advocate race. And it wasn't really a well-kept secret that a run for governor was in your future. But the big question is, why not focus on one or the other instead of deciding to pull this double duty? What went into your thought process to do that?
Well, first and foremost, it was important that we were honest with the voters. And so we very much wanted voters to understand when they went to the booth that we'd honored to have their vote, which was so thankful that they voted me one more time. But we wanted them to know that we were very seriously considering it before they went into the booth. You know, I've run for office before while holding an office. And so we are very much going to make sure the job of the public advocate is done while also simultaneously running for governor. But really and truly, there is a position in Albany that holds so many of the levers and the policy powers and the funding to do the things that we're fighting for as public advocates.
So you certainly have a lot on your plate right now. You know, your work as an advocate for police reform and social justice defines you as a more progressive candidate, right? You've been here many times and you've talked about some of those issues that you would like to see changed, which works for a city like New York City. But how do you plan to really engage voters in the more conservative parts of the state, really upstate?
Well, I would say we've done a lot of policies for small businesses. We've done policies for homeowners. Those don't sometimes get the same splashy headlines, but we have a well-rounded track record. But to your question in specifically, what the Democratic Party, which I'm a part of, hasn't really done a good job of is adopting a vision. They've been more about who they're against than about what they're for. What the Republican Party has done well has said, this is what we're going to envision. I happen to think they're wrong, but at least they're showing they're not going to do status quo. And our candidacy and the vision we put forth is exactly that. This is a vision, it is a progressive vision, but when you speak about that progressivism and what it actually is, it is what everybody wants. It is to make sure that everybody has access to the affordable housing, the education, the health services that they need. And that transcends party lines.
So I just want to get to something specific then, because when you bring up, you know, Republicans and Democrats and so on and so forth, a lot of Republicans ran on certain specific issues and they won on those issues a few weeks ago when we saw the results come in, right? One of them being bail reform. So where do you see bail reform? Do you see it actually changing? And you would have that kind of power as governor. So where do you stand on that position? Do you think it needs to be altered?
You know, what's interesting in the things that they won on, Democrats, instead of actually presenting the position and the vision of why they are choosing the positions that they have, very often tried to be Republican-like. And I really think that that was part of the problem. They should be better at showing that actually the bail reforms are not connected to the increase in crime in New York State or around the country. The numbers actually show the recidivism rate many times are lower now than pre-pandemic. But we have not done a good job as a party in addressing public safety, and we have to own that. And the policies that we have and can put forward really do address public safety even better than the Republicans, but they have allowing them to see to the vision of fair without even putting our own vision of their own.
So what are some of the other cornerstone issues that you're going to be focusing on during your campaign?
Public safety is huge, just all across the state. And we can't shy away from that at all, and we can actually lead there. But in issues of housing, where we've done so much work, the issues of making sure that folks have the health care they need, but really a transformative economy is what we need. And everybody knows that we can't go back to normal. The economy of normal just didn't work for most folks, and it's connective. And so the farmer from North Country, the white farmer in North Country, and the black trans woman in Brooklyn, both benefit from a transformative economy. That's the vision and message that we have to put forward.
And you just mentioned Brooklyn, right? You know, Brooklyn definitely in the house in the race for governor, right? With you and State Attorney General Letitia James, possibly Mayor de Blasio. So what's going to separate you from the other two candidates that come from Brooklyn? Specifically, one of our viewers just messaged me on Instagram, T. Michael, and I just want to ask you, she said, do you think running against Letitia James will split the African-American vote? Thank you for answering this question.
Well, thank you. This is not about any one of us that are actually running. It's about New Yorkers in general who understand that status quo didn't work for them. We think we have the best vision to push back on a status quo. I would also say it's a unique question that happens when there is more than one person of more color in a race. They often don't ask that question when there are multiple white folks in the race. And so we're going to put forth the vision that we have, and New Yorkers will discuss the vision amongst themselves, and I'm sure the other candidates will as well. But really and truly, this is about the New Yorkers who live in New York State post-pandemic.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Williams, for taking the time to speak with us this morning. We wish you and your wife as well the very best.
Thank you so much.
By the way, 5 months pregnant. How's she doing?
Yeah.
She's doing great. We appreciate everyone's prayers and positive energy. We're people of faith, so we try to make sure that matches our human instincts and fears sometimes. And praise God that she's doing very well right now.
Thank you to both of you for sharing that story. It was a powerful story for many to hear. Jumaane, thank you very much.